Two women were selling fruit on the sidewalk when they see three girls, and one of them goes to the stall, choosing a watermelon and purposely dropping it on the floor. Soon the girl starts laughing. The other girl takes a basin where some oranges were and also throws it on the floor. So they say, "Let's go, leave these poor people there." Then the girl at the bank asks, "What's this for?" One of them was at home. The other two girls walked to her house and said, "Let's find out now." When walking to the gate, one of them asks her, "So, and where do you live?" "You liar." Soon two women come out and ask what was happening here, and "Why are you at my door humiliating my daughter?" On the street, as she was crossing, she sees a car coming running. Then one pushes the other onto the sidewalk, shouting caution. So her daughter goes to the stall and tells her mother that she had already warned her to stop selling the fruits where they passed. "What a shame. Everyone will think you and my mother." Three young people were talking when they see two women selling fruit. Soon one of them starts laughing and says, "Look at that, they're girls, the fruit sellers." Soon they all start laughing. One of them says, "And sad any friend." Then she gives an idea of going to the bank, saying that she would pretend to buy something, and they walk there. The girl at the bank greets her and asks if they wanted to buy a fruit. Soon the girl picks up the watermelon and purposely drops it on the floor and starts laughing. Then the girl at the bank says, "Do you know that you will have to pay for that watermelon you dropped?" Laughing they say, "Pay? This filth, these fruits are rotten. And tell a friend, don't pay for it." Then she says, "Do you know who you're talking to? My father is the owner of everything here, and if you get upset, I'll tell him to get you out of here." Then one asks them to stop, going to the stall and taking the basin where the oranges were and throwing it on the floor, and says, "Let's go, make these people poor." The girl at the bank asks, "What is this for?" Indignant, one question to another why they do this. The girl answering says there are people who are like that. They have a bad heart, hugging her daughter and telling her not to worry. Soon they start picking up the fruit from the ground, and her daughter asks her mother, "Mother, why didn't you say anything?" Her mother answers her why it's no use. Kaori, when she is with these people, she transforms. When the three friends are walking, Kaori says, "Girls, go, and I'll meet you there." The friends confirm and leave. Kaori goes back and goes to her mother's stall and says, "I already told you to stop selling these berries here near where we go every day. What a shame. I already told the lady. Everyone will think that you and my mother." Your mother answers her, "Oh, my daughter, and I am what yours, am I not your mother? Why all this shame?" Your sister says, "Shame on your face. And with the money from here that we pay for your college." Kaori reciprocates, "Look at you, girl. What are you talking about me? If you see, you keep selling these berries, do you think you're going to end up? You will always sell fruit and continue with the sameness, and you know what, stay there selling your fruit. I have more to do with my back to your mother and sister." In the car, the two friends talk about a party, and she asks Karen where they are going to get ready, and says that she knows a great makeup artist, but he doesn't have any more hours. Karen responds that she knows a great makeup artist. She's going to make an appointment and asks Kaori if she wants an appointment. Kaori says yes, that even more than Rodrigo will be. "I want to go very beautiful." Her friend says wow, and even his friend also says wow. That other friend of his also, "I want him too much." Arriving at Kaori's house, her friend asks, "And where do you live?" Karen answers, "And right here, I remember." So Karen asks Kaori if she could take a shower at her house, that today had a date and had to take a shower because she was all sweaty. Kaori replies that her house was being renovated and the bathroom was all broken and there was no way she could shower there. Karen says, "Our friend, are you going to do this to me? Look at the way I am. I just got home from college. I didn't even have time to go home. Please don't do this to me." Kaori says, "Unfortunately, there's no way to say goodbye and get out of the car." Karen tells her friend to go soon because she was in a hurry, but her friend says, "Calm down, just a little bit, I'm suspicious of something." Watching Kaori go up the stairs, so she leaves with the car. When she realizes her friends are gone, "Kaori, come back so you can go home." Then Karen notices her friend is coming back and asks, "Why are we coming back?" Her friend answers her, "Their friend, I want to see Kaori, and very strange, every time we ask to go up she makes up some excuse, and I'm fine. I'm suspicious of her." Karen says, "Then, friend, it must be reform, then I don't know why this girl's mistrust." So her friend says, "Friend, every party we have we call her, but she never goes, and every time we bring her here we ask her to come down and never can, so there's something there, you can pay attention." Karen asks, "Will you follow her?" Her friend replies, "Yes," and tells her that the party is going to be this weekend and I want to test her to see if she goes, and says, "She's going to fool us, and won't she want to hit a bet?" Going on a street they dress Kaori, then her friend says she's going to go very slowly and Karen wonders what she was doing there. Her friend replies, "You know I didn't tell you, she's very strange." Karen says she's lying, then they watch her enter a house. The friend says look at the house she got out of the car and wonder if she lived there, and her friend says let's find out now. Karen starts clapping and her friend asks her what she calls the poor guy, and Karen screams, "Oh, from home." And her friend asks, "How do you know?" Karen says, "I think it's like that." So Kaori comes out and says, "Hi girls." Karen says, "Is this where you live?" "You liar, and your friend says you live here in this crowd." Karen mocks and says, "Look at the cat's castle," and starts laughing. Karen asks Kaori why she lies, and pretending to be a person she is not, Kaori says, "No, that's what you're thinking, no. I came here because I did a charity," and goes to her friends. When she gets close they say, "No, no." Kaori again talks to this people, "I just came to do a charity." Karen asks her to stop lying and says that they were suspicious for a long time, and her friend calls her a liar again and asks her to stop lying and asks, "Do you live here or not?" Your mother and sister open the gate, and your mother asks, "What is happening here? Why are you at my door humiliating my daughter?" Karen starts to laugh and says look who her mother is, the fruit seller, and calls her poor. Her mother starts to say, "I'm a fruit seller, yes, I supported my whole family that way and I'm very proud. I'm not like you who keep dancing around aimlessly because you don't have a crib. You too should value life and nature because it's something you don't have." The two begin to laugh and say, "Look who came to talk about value, spare me, this poor family." Karen asks Kaori if that girl was her sister. Then his sister replies, "We may not have the money you have, but we have character, something you don't have." Soon her friend takes her cell phone and says she's going to film. Karen tells her friend to film Kaori's face and her friend starts filming and laughing, and her friend shows her sister and says, "The poor sister, the poor mother, that's why they all have the same face, because they are all poor," and make fun of the three of them. Kaori asks her to stop and her friend continues and says, "Everyone from college will know who you are, you liar," showing Kaori's house and saying look at the mansion she lives in. Then her mother pulls her and says, "She's seeing the kind of people you get involved with," putting her in the house. Karen was kissing Rodrigo, then Kaori arrives and says, "What a shame this one is. I can't believe you guys are doing this to me," calling Rodrigo a cretin. Karen says, "Look, who's here, the poor thing, what do you want, ridiculous?" Rodrigo tells her that they used to date, and why he thought she had money, but now he has discovered that she is much poorer than he is and that she has nowhere to drop dead. Kaori says, "I can't believe you guys are doing this to me, look at the humiliation I'm going through, Rodrigo, what a dick she is." Karen says, "Why don't you go away, you've seen that there's nothing left here, now he's with me and he's mine." Rodrigo confirms he's with Karen and says, "I thought we were the same, but Karen and I don't have the same social class and we get along well and we go to the places we want, and it's not this little corner place you are used to go, no," and tell her to leave. When walking, Kaori says, "Oh, what a hate, it's all my mother's fault and that brat," without realizing that a car was running, but her sister appeared and pushed her up the sidewalk and the car ended up running over her, so Kaori is desperate trying to wake up her sister and questions what his sister had done. Kaori was pushing her sister in a wheelchair, when her ex-friends find her and say, "Look who we found here, the crippled sister and the poor sister," and Karen says, "Why don't you disappear from the world, or why don't you stay at home, now it's a poor and the other crippled," and starts laughing. So her friend talks until you got a little more comfortable in a wheelchair. Kaori gets angry and says, "Don't you have anything else to do? Go hunt for something to do, you heartless, ridiculous and mean, I don't accept you doing this to my sister." Your ex-friend starts to laugh and talks is stressed, she starts to laugh. Kaori says, "I don't want to hear you talk about my sister anymore, she doesn't deserve this, even more coming from some of your mouths." Karen says, "In addition to being poor and still a stall holder," her friend compliments, "We can't forget a liar too." Kaori says I'm poor, yes, with great pride, and my sister gave up her life to save mine. I was supposed to be in her place, but thank God she saved me. You know how I feel. I'm disgusted with the day have lied to walk with you. Kaori tells her friend that she does everything Karen says, that she and Karen's doormat. I want to see the day she leaves you or leaves you for someone better than you. Kaori starts talking to Karen, and you think you're the most beautiful in college, but you're going to end up alone with no one by your side, and tell your sister let's go because our time is precious close to these two, and goes out pushing her wheelchair. Your sister. Your ex-friends mock and fire you. Maybe money brings a little happiness, in friendships maybe we can find joy, and in medicine we can maybe find a cure for our diseases, but true love we will only find with our family. Money may end one day, friendships may not be true, but the love of your brothers and the love of your mother will last forever. Cherish those who love you.